Hello everyone. So I am in Morristown. Well, we are in Morristown, Tennessee, and I want to say Happy Veterans Day. This vlog is to honor all the veterans that have served and sacrificed for all of us. And so I'm traveling around a bit. Going to show you guys some veteran memorials. So here, this memorial was actually dedicated a year ago. So 2019, November 11th, 2019 on Veterans Day. It took 2 years to finance and put this project and get this project together. By the way, home of Davy Crockett, king of the wild frontier. So the War of Mexico, the War of 1812, Revolutionary War. They're listing the Medal of Honor recipients for World War I. Love the star on top. War with Spain and the Civil War, and veterans of the Iraq and Afghanistan War. So as we can see, there are lots of names here, and let me see if we can get away from my shadow here. Actually, there are over 900 names. It doesn't look like it, but it is. And we're just having names. Here's U.S. Coast Guard, World War II England, Mervyn Testerman, U.S. Air Force and Korean War. So lots of names honoring all veterans. Thank you, vets. U.S. Navy Desert Storm. So yeah, they've also put up benches so people could actually sit and reflect. The Sons of the Revolution. This bench, Morristown Kiwanis, House of Representatives. There's a flag U.S. flag right above me, but it's going to be so backlit. There's no reason to aim the camera up there. Rotary Club. So there we go. Army, Navy, Marines, Coast Guard, Air Force. Sorry, I'm getting a little cough there. Alright, so I'm also seeing down here some memorials. So let's go check those out. Want to state how pretty these grounds are. So we're going to go to the other side of this memorial because there are more memorials on that side. Okay, this one's going to be harder for you guys to read. So this was an organized march of 1948 in Morristown, Tennessee by Paulie Walker, company commander. The 278th RCT was ordered into active duty 1st of September 1950 for service during the Korean War. Details of command structure are recorded in the county courthouse clerk's office, and all of their names. So now we are approaching the Veterans Overlook. I am so excited to bring you guys the Veterans Overlook in Tennessee. This is Bean Station, one of Tennessee's earliest settlements. The valley you see was a warpath for the Cherokees, led Daniel Boone to Cumberland Gap, and was traveled by Davy Crockett. In honor of the young men and women from the beautiful hills and valleys of East Tennessee who gave all in the Vietnam conflict, and those who returned scarred and forever wounded, we gratefully appreciate your service and sacrifice. May God be with our veterans. And they actually have a bench on the other side of this wall. Oh my. Tennessee Original 2017 Hammerhead Art Designs. And they have a bench on, all the benches, they have several here. This monument is to honor all veterans, past and future, for their service to the United States of America. And people have went down, and we see a helmet, some stickers. We got a Purple Heart sticker. Some stuffed animals, a little duck, an eagle, lots of bears. We have a cross, and yeah, we have, what is this? There's supposed to be, it blew down, a slot for notes to loved ones or friends goes in the wall, but I don't see a slot unless it's behind that. It might be, and that sign just blew off. That's the only slot I see in the wall. Oh, more bears. I love it. I think it said, in honor of Americans, veterans, thank you for everything you do or have done. I'm proud to be part of this great nation.
I find that I'm always having to make amends for shortcomings, trying to make my way, knocking on every door in this maze. The times it's all out of reach, soldier on, when it's harder to learn than to teach. Soldier on. I do believe that if someone is willing to pay all their dues, there's almost no end to what can be won one day. You gotta choose. It's all out of reach, soldier on. When it's harder to learn than to teach, soldier on. Come rain, storm, or blue sky, soldier on.
I am now in Millsboro, Kentucky, and we have a World War II memorial. So this is the site of the Tri-State memorial. It is for the veterans from Tennessee, Kentucky, and Virginia. And look, they even have like a, you know, kind of like a impression of kind of the Rosie the Riveter, the women helping during the war. Oh my gosh, the military deaths. Look at that number. The civilian deaths, the wounded in action. They're giving a lot of numbers here. Okay, they have several benches for people to sit down and reflect and honor those. And then I'm not sure what's going on over here. Wow, one time they had a nice little fountain going on, but as you can see, it's not been going on for a long time. So this is the Centennial Park and Veterans Wall. At 21st Street between Centennial Park and City Hall are memorials with the names of veterans from the Korean War, Vietnam, and Desert Storm. Also along the walls are panels describing the history of Middlesboro. These were erected to commemorate the city's centennial in the 1990s. It's like the Rotary Club donated these benches quite a while ago. I am now at the Bellevue Cemetery in Danville, Kentucky. A huge, huge cemetery. But guys, there's a special corner, the northwest corner of this cemetery, that is now on the National Historic of Places. And that's because there is a national cemetery here. And the reason this cemetery is here is because on October 8th, 1862, there was a Battle of Perryville, which is not far from here. And it was a horrible, tragic loss of lives. Now granted, this wasn't even like a planned battle. It was basically, they just kind of met. They came, you know, both troops, both sides came up on basically like a giant watering hole and kind of had to fight. It was kind of like, it just, I mean, it's not funny, it's just, it was very unexpected. But there was over 7,000 casualties, and then you talk about all the wounded. Anyway, so a lot of those wounded people, the casualties, they had to come to Danville, which was like, I'm not sure, maybe 20 minutes away. And basically Danville, the whole city, became a hospital. So many of the men here, not only did they pass away from, you know, being killed at the during the battle, but many of them died afterwards from typhoid fever and pneumonia. I mean, a lot of them buried here died because of illnesses right after, or because they were injured and couldn't recover from regular injuries. I mean, sickness, because their body was constantly, you know, fighting their injuries. This cemetery, the regular Bellevue Cemetery, was just called the City Cemetery, but later it became the Bellevue Cemetery. But it was established in the 1840s, and then in June of 1868, the city deeded 16 lots to the government. By 1874, the new National Cemetery contained 348 burials. And now I stand right underneath the flagpole. So let's talk a little bit about national cemeteries. So the first 14 were established in 1862, which were located near battlefields, hospitals, and other sites where large numbers of men died. These cemeteries were created for two reasons: to honor their sacrifice and out of necessity, because there was such a great number of casualties, loss of life during the Civil War. Let's talk a little bit about Veterans Day. It's the anniversary of the end of World War II, and to honor U.S. veterans and victims of all wars. An interesting fact, it's always on November 11th because the armistice was signed on that day that ended World War I. And because we are on national, government property in this corner, no firearms are allowed on the property. Oh, this one stands out a little bit more because of the dark print. So each marker is marked with a number, like there's 373, 10,379, 10,385 to make them easy to find. This is sad because he's unknown. We don't know who he is. So thank you, Mr. Unknown, for your sacrifice. Many of these guys died in November of 1862, I'm noticing. A lot of these types of stones, their names are abbreviated. Like this would actually be Abraham, but all they put on there was Abra. Here's one for Samuel. For Richard, they just have the R-I-C-H apostrophe D. George, a lot of times, will be G-E-O. Oh, and after I just spoke of the George abbreviation, I found one. The G-E-O period for George. A Thomas, T-H-O-S period. You see another abbreviation for Edward, E-D-W apostrophe D. This is interesting. I don't know that I've ever heard of Thompson being somebody's first name. Huh. Thompson M. Shore from Illinois. I don't have my readers on. I really hope you guys can see this. So this is a piece from President Lincoln's address to the dedication of the Gettysburg National Cemetery. Host starts off 77 years ago. The entire thing. I like how they made this look like a frame. I think that was very creative, and it's pretty big, as you can see. And here, the beginning of this video, you saw this, and this is where this is found, in this National Cemetery. Now, I want to show you one other thing in here, in this National Cemetery, and that is, there is one for just baby. And that is because before this was deeded to the government, there was an older grave here, and it just said baby. So they left it right here. My voice is cracking. It's so just sad. But this little baby is guarded by all these wonderful men. So, baby is resting fine. And obviously this is not the original. They made it match all the others. And this one was here. Let's see. This is Mildred Young, born August 1st, 1817. Died February 3rd, 1839. And just one totally unknown. They've just marked the grave, but there's nothing there. So these three stayed put, and then all the men were buried around them. I don't have the words. There are no words that I can say of the gratitude of what these men went through, what they sacrificed for our country.